I think people expect me to be managing like loads of girls for OnlyFans, and I'm definitely not. I manage one girl at the moment who in like it's just a girl that I know in real life, and she does it's just much easier for me to work that way. And she's doing about 15, probably 20K this month she will clear, which is, yeah, is really quite good. And it has like very minimal input from me, which is obviously great. So yeah, I think that a lot of people were expecting me to be running like an agency, and I was managing like girls before, but the reason that I actually decided to turn it into a course instead of pursuing the avenue myself of making like an OnlyFans agency and hiring loads of girls, there's a couple of reasons actually. Number one, I felt that there were like just other opportunities specifically available for me, such as this crypto project, which I didn't want to go all in on the OnlyFans stuff, but I knew that it's a great business opportunity to be able to launch a subscription business without any real investment from your side at all is quite a unique opportunity. And yeah, I'm just surrounded by people literally making a ton of money off of OnlyFans, which is why for the first time ever, I decided to release a course. And I think it only really makes sense for me to release a course on something if I'm not actively pursuing it myself. Otherwise, I don't know. I would just feel like there's a bit of a conflict of interest, and perhaps I find some really interesting way to grow an OnlyFans profile, but rather than if I'm doing this myself for my own agency and I also have a course on it, I'm not incentivized to create a load of competition for myself, which is why like this scenario actually works quite well for me, where I'm just working with like very closely with one girl, and we do like testing and all of the marketing and stuff. So I'm still very much like on the ground in the trenches, and I'm able to give constant updates like in our OnlyFans Telegram group about like the latest like things that are working for me, essentially things that are a little bit different, tests that I'm running that are working for me. And there's no feeling of regret or anything like that. I'm happy to share all of the information because I'm not too invested in the industry. Yeah, which I think for some other people who perhaps have courses and they're also actively trying to grow their own business within that space as well, either like you're shooting yourself in the foot by giving away all of your marketing strategies, or you are in fact not giving all of the information that you have to your students, to people taking part in the course. So I don't actually think either of those are the right route to do. I think it's only good to create a course on something if you have a very deep understanding of the industry and how to actually build a business there, but you're also not actively invested yourself, which is quite a unique position to be in actually, if you really think about it. With that being said as well, I guess moving on to like the next point is I've now started working on like the social media agency course. So I sold my last social media agency with, it was 130 or 140 employees when I exited, and which was a great decision for me. And I had a 6-month non-disclosure agreement. So sorry, like a 6-month non-compete. So I wasn't even now, like I've been running social media agencies since I was like 19 years old. So I'm not really interested of going back in like the client facing side of things, just because I feel that I have got everything out of that side of things. Let's say there have been multiple times in my life where I have been running like the largest Instagram marketing agency in the world. It's happened to me about 3 times where I will get out of it and then go into it again and create these huge companies managing like thousands of accounts. But then this last time, it was also very good to be able to actually grow a people-based business, which I had never done before, particularly at that scale. So that came with its whole set of challenges and lessons in itself. But I don't feel there's a huge amount for me to gain by doing that business again. However, I do completely respect the fact that there is an opportunity there, and I have a huge amount of knowledge on how to, in this specific area, on how to grow these businesses and grow them very quickly. That last business, we grew to 140 employees in under a year, and it hit about $1 million in annual recurring revenue in less than 90 days, which I think is quite hard to come across. So I've actually started working on like the social media agency course, and the way that I've decided is going to be best to teach that course is to create an agency myself. And the intention of this is literally just so that I'm like on the ground, like documenting the process of building this agency. Because I've been hands off for 6 months, I just want to actually it to be like a step-by-step walkthrough. So I would actually create an agency from zero, go through all of the promotion, sharing everything down to the keywords that I use in the Google Ads campaign, how the campaign is actually structured, all the other marketing channels, and just everything that I've accumulated over the years. But rather than just doing like a sit down talk through, do this and this, I've learned from my first ever course that I did in on the OnlyFans business, and this is a much more complicated business to run, that it's going to be best if I do like a walkthrough. And so I will just try to grow this agency to like, I don't know, 20K a month within 30 days, something like that. And then I think I'll actually just sell the agency. Like, back onto my previous point, I don't really want to be like actively invested in this, in this space myself. So yeah, it will be growing an agency purely for like demonstration purposes.